Hi, this is Guillaume Lafargue, sports coach and psychologist. I would like to make this video today in English. I'm not used to post videos in English, but I wanted to do it so that I can reach more people, as many people as possible. I have a small channel, and I don't really try usually to post videos that are addressed to other than just my clients that I see weekly here at the gym. But if maybe I can reach more people on an important topic, why not? So I wanted to talk about the body dysmorphia or dysmorphophobia. And I see a lot of people talking about it, and I see different approaches, and they are all covering a part of the problem that is right, but seems to be incomplete to me. And there is something that some things that I don't really see connected to each others, and to me they are important to point. So I'm not pretending to cover the whole topic, but I would just like to put an emphasis on something that's to me important, considering the issue and how to maybe overcome it, solve it, or maybe cancel the problem by just appreciating the situation differently. So I reacted because I saw a video from Greg Doucette that I don't watch all his videos because he's posting so many videos, and I don't have the time for it. But many of his videos are interesting, at least to stimulate the questioning you can have on some topics. And so recently he made a video about Arnold Schwarzenegger and how he opened up about body dysmorphia, and he gave many examples. That's pretty good. But I just would like to make an extra addition on this. So if you don't know about this topic, or if you would like to just to see his opinion about it, you can look at his channel and at his video. And I'm not going to get any benefits from quoting his video because my channel is not monetized. My channel is just very small, so there is nothing I can really gain from it. And if there is any good outcome, it probably will be more for his original video anyway. And that's a detail. Let's get into the point I wanted to share with you. So when we talk about body dysmorphia, we are usually talking about people who have physiques who are extremely higher than the average. I mean, better looking than the average, considering just the physical appearance. And the example here was Arnold Schwarzenegger, also talking about Chris Bumstead. But if you follow any celebrities in sports or in fashion, they are often considered extremely good looking, extremely physically attractive, and that's usually the first thing we can consider, and it's normal. And these people, they often suffer of dysmorphophobia, meaning that they don't appreciate how they look, or they perceive themselves differently in a way that make them suffer in a way. And it is problematic, and it's also surprising to the crowd in general, because you see these people that you kind of look up to, and you consider them way better looking than most, than average, and probably than you. And you see them, you're like, how can they think that they're not good looking? And I'm not going to give an answer to this in this video, because that's not the point. But I would like to give some elements to try to see things differently. When you look at yourself in the mirror, if you just stop at just the image in the mirror at this time. And especially if it's yourself, you're going to see all the details. You know your personal story, how your body evolved, and you have representations of your flaws, and eventually also on your strong points, maybe. And so you will always have a critic look on your image. And if you actually see yourself in the mirror and find yourself like so good looking, like genuinely and sincerely, like almost in love with yourself, that's another issue, because that's not actually good. It's close to egotism, but it's something else. So it's normal to find imperfections, especially if your goal is to get better as the time goes on. But if you stop at the image you see and you compare it to what you would like your physique to look like, it's a never-ending issue, because you're always going to compare to an ideal that doesn't exist, a representation that you have that actually never happened, and is just the ideal version of you. You're comparing to something that doesn't exist, so of course it's never gonna look like it. And often also this idealistic version of yourself evolves as you evolve and as you grow up and get mature and learn more about this and that. And the ideal version of yourself that you compare yourself to originally, it's a little more blurry earlier in your life, and as you grow up and as you learn things and as you do get better and as you get more image comparison and you pay attention to more details in others and on yourself, then your ideal version of yourself, or just the ideal picture that you have subconsciously, gets more detailed and more precise, and in this regard more unreachable. So what is important to look at instead, in my opinion, is when you look at yourself in the mirror, don't consider the image, just the physical appearance that you see, but consider the discipline you put into evolving to this point. Consider the efforts, consider the progress. The comparison I would like to make is often in gyms or in dancing, I mean, you see mirrors on the walls in practice and in training. And a lot of people do not like that there are mirrors, because they don't like to see themselves in the mirror. Maybe for dysmorphophobia or for other reasons, they don't like to see themselves in the mirror. And many people, they would like to go to a gym where there is no mirrors. And some other people, they want to go to a gym where there are mirrors, also for several reasons. I'm not going to go through all of them. But when you are performing an exercise, the fact that there is a mirror, it's helping you seeing your posture and how you do the thing. It's helping correcting yourself to do an exercise better, to progress in the technique. So when you look at the mirror and you see yourself performing an exercise correctly, you should be happy about your performance for doing something right. And if you are not doing something right, you should be happy that you can see the imperfection already in your technique, and to have an idea of how to get better at it. And the idea is not to become too perfectionist on this either, but to consider the accomplishment in what you're doing. If you see yourself in the mirror, and if you are just stopping at the image, the attractiveness of your physique, it's not gonna work. But if you consider the discipline and the progress, you are more considering what's inside you. You're considering your personality, your efforts, It's a more refined way to look at yourself, look at the accomplishment. So it's not to fall in the extreme of saying like, oh, I'm so good at everything, I'm so talented and all. No, if you do something right, you should just accept it and embrace it and be happy that I did something right. And if you are not doing something right, you should just say to yourself, this is not right or not right enough, and I need to get better at it, and I will through practice and maybe through help. And you can ask someone like a trainer or something to help you progress in a technique, for example. But don't just stop at the body image. Consider the progress that you make. And if you are not training in any way or making efforts in your diet, and you see yourself in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, don't just stop again at the image, but consider what you can do to get better. Consider what you can do to reach a better version of yourself, a better performing version of yourself. Again, it's not about the look, it's about the life, the discipline that's behind it. So of course it's unfair. Some people, they will have a physical appearance that you find very attractive and very good looking, and they don't seem to put much effort into it. So there are some, of course, anomalies, some 1 in a million kind of people, but there are also other factors like age, how young they are, and how long it's going to last without discipline in their life. Other things is sometimes you just don't see the efforts that people do, and you don't see sometimes the sacrifices they are doing, the substances they are taking, and how they feel inside. And that's coming back to the point of this video, is consider how you are inside. Consider the efforts you are making, and consider the progress you're doing. So of course, if you're not doing any progress, and if you're not making any efforts, then you need to work on personal discipline. You need to work on efforts and to invest your energy and your time into it. And again, it always depends on situations, and some people are just not able, for different reasons, to put effort and energy to invest into these things. But I'm talking in general. I'm not addressing this video to one person in particular. It's just in general. So yeah, just look in the mirror, or just look at yourself in a way to consider the discipline and the efforts you put into something to progress. So that's why it's good to when we're talking just about sports, in the bodybuilding, just the image of yourself that you're trying to refine through exercises. It's important to take measurements. If you weight yourself, I recommend once a week is good enough, because weighting yourself is just one of the parameters to take in account in your evolution, because weight is just weight. It doesn't tell you how much temporary weight you have in your body through eating and drinking and excreting. It doesn't tell you how much water retention you're having at the moment, and it doesn't tell you actually the difference between the fat and the muscles in your body. So once a week, in my opinion, good enough. And take the measurements, especially where you know that you are storing the most fat. So usually for men, it's going to be on your hips, around the level of you measure your waist around the level of your belly button. And for women, often it's going to be a little lower, more around the hips, halfway through the glutes or on your thighs, and then you just take a landmark on your leg somewhere, something like 10 inches above your kneecap, for example, something like that. And every time you're going to measure this exact same spot. You can take as many measurements as you want, of course, on your body, but the most significant one are going to be where you store more fat, because usually that's what you want to get rid of. But other points can also be surprising on how you evolve. And again, that's just another parameter, but it doesn't tell you everything. And the other thing is to take pictures of yourself, not frequently, but regularly. Like if you do it like once a month, good enough already. You do try to always get the same pose, in the same outfit, in the same lighting, just the same way that when you weight yourself, try to do it at the same time of the day, wearing the same thing or nothing, just in the same setup, same circumstances every week. So you're actually comparing something that the more alike in terms of the different parameters that you need to consider when you weight yourself. I'm not sure if it's very clear, but I'm lacking some vocabulary. So if you do this, and if you have these elements of comparison as objective and controlled as possible, if you have a weight on the scale, if you have measurements, and if you have a picture, then you can give more meaning to this time in your life. You can see maybe you can appreciate more the evolution that you're having and do adjustments. So it's not, I'm not saying this so you need to be extremely focused on this, but the idea of not just taking pictures and not just weighting yourself or not just taking measurements, it's for you to be able to have a different perspective, different elements to look and to think about, to bring more reflection on this time in your life and where you are at in your path to maybe gain muscle or lose weight, lose fat, or just getting better. Because if you focus just on the weight, you can get lost. If you focus just on the measurements, you can get lost. And if you focus just on the picture, you can get lost as well. So the more parameters, the better, to kind of be able to step back and put more perspective in appreciating the situation. All right, so if you were able to hang on that far in the video, thank you and congratulations. I'm not very good at making videos. I can't really put too much time and efforts into making them because I just don't have this time. But I would love to. And so yeah, put things in perspective. Consider the discipline, the efforts, the progress you're doing as a person inside, how you refine the virtues in a way that you have in terms of self-discipline, efforts, and striving for progress and for getting better and reducing your flaws and just getting better. So again, I'm not pretending to cover all the topic. I'm just trying to add a little something to this thematic. So yeah, thank you for watching this far, if you ever were able to get this far. And there are not yet any other videos in English on this channel, so I'm not sure if I should recommend you to watch other videos on my channel, but you can maybe like the video or give me a a little comment or send me a message if you have an idea, or if you have any feedbacks to add to this topic, and if you'd like maybe to see more videos in English from me. So voilà, have a good day, and just try to get a perspective, a reflection of yourself that's actually building something that's optimistic in a way, just putting your attention on the right things. See you soon.